This means that what you say before this committee cannot be used against you in any courts of law or indeed outside Parliament. You do not deliberately mislead the committee. Should you willfully or deliberately mislead the committee, the same Cap 12 can be used against you. The committee is, however, comforted that you, CS, and your team cannot opt to willfully or deliberately mislead the committee. Hence, we'll ask you freely and be as you submit. Yeah, there's a video which is trending of one of your colleagues, I think, who was a bit jittery, but be calm. This is your committee. I now wish to invite you, Council Secretary, to introduce yourself and allow your team members to equally make introductions. CS.
Morning, Chair, the permanent witnesses, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. Andrew Zulu.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members. My name is Officer.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of the committee. My name is Groyd Banda, Internal Audit.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. My name is Monica Chimba, Director Finance, Lundas Town Council.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chair. Good morning. Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, permanent witnesses. My name is Chivesa Future, Director Planning from Lundas Town Council. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We continue with the introduction. I now wish to call upon the Office of the Auditor General.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, Honorable. Good morning, CS. My name is Mashao Gabriel, Director, Eastern, funded by other officers who I will request to introduce. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members of the committee. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mnaka Njovu, Principal Auditor, Chipata Audit Office.
Good morning, Council. My name is Charles Wokolo. I'm a planner from the
Our permanent witness from the Ministry of Finance.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, the committee. Good morning, Lundazi. My name is Achubuya Davis, Assistant Director, Local Authorities Department, Ministry of Finance, Audit Division, and you are welcome.
Thank you, the Ministry of.
Thank you. Morning to you. Welcome back for the week. And morning, honorable members of the committee. Lundazi Town Council, you're most welcome to this session. Kazinga Kennedy from Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. Thank you.
We move to our secretariat. The gentleman up there, use the microphone there.
Good morning, Chair. My name is from the Office of Information Technology, IT. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning. My name is Max Ocheka from the Office of the Clerk.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning to you and all the honorable members of the committee. Good morning to our permanent witnesses. Lundazi Town Council, you're welcome. Here from the Office of the Clerk.
Thank you so much, honorable member.
Thank you so much, Chair. Good morning to you. Morning, fellow honorable members of Parliament. Good morning, Lundazi Town Council. You are most welcome to National Assembly. This is your place. Morning, permanent witnesses up there. We Assembly, Parliament TV, and Radio. Member of Parliament for Mangango, and I'm a member on this local government committee.
Thank you so much, the Honorable MP for Kaumbwe.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Lundazi Town Council. I'm Honorable Dr. Aaron Mo. Welcome to.
Thank you, the Honorable MP for Mitete.
Chair, thank you so much. Lundazi, you are welcome after for the long weekend. Easter weekend. Mutelo Mishek is the name of your humble servant from Mitete, who do also encourage you come. It is your committee, our committee. We are merely interacting. Chair, we are merely interacting, seeking points of clarification. You are not in court, sir. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. I have the Honorable MP for Chasefu joining us online. Chairman Nyambose, are you there?
I'm here, Chair. Are you able to get me?
Very loud and clear. You can go ahead.
Thank you very much, Chair. And welcome back from your holiday, Chair, and the members of the committee. Good morning, Lundazi Council. You are welcome to your committee. Good morning, permanent witnesses, and thank you very much for the time and the attention that this committee. My name is Mishek, representing the wonderful people of Chasai. Chair, be following this session from my constituency here. Lundazi Council, as others have said, be calm. Take it easy. The committee is merely reading your report and asking points of clarifications. There is nothing else but reading your report and asking points of clarifications on behalf of the people of Lundazi and Zambia in general. Chair and members of the committee, thank you very much for allowing me to be connected virtually. Thank you, Chair, and I wish you good.
You're welcome, Chairman Nyambose. Kindly convey our greetings to the people of Chasefu as a committee.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much. Witness, my name is Christopher Shakafuswa. I represent the good people of Mandevu constituency of Lusaka district. We are privileged to host the National Assembly of Zambia. They are in our constituency. So you're welcome to Mandevu constituency. Substantively, I'm the vice chairperson of the committee and privileged to chair this session. It's my pleasure to invite you to present your.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, before I go in the presentation, I would like to make some few amendments.
Please go ahead.
Sure. On the main report, on page 16,
20 honorable members and permanent witnesses.
Chair, on page 16. On page 16, there is an action taken there. Yes, on.
Have you seen where it is action taken? Go in the second line. There is a 3 there. Change the 3 to 5.
Thank you, Chair.
We go to page.
On the second, it was allocated. Instead of unallocated, it was unspent.
Unspent.
Yes.
Honorable member, the second paragraph,
then
the
on
5th last word. To change to unspent. Yes?
Then appendix 1.
Appendix.
Appendix 1, number 7. Number 7.
Yes.
There is the second, the same contract now being the second, proposed completion of your on variation, that document.
Number 1, dated 21st October.
Yes. So, classroom block at Kauji, it should be Fio, not Kauji, just there. On the bill. And just after that contract, you find the is there. You have seen it?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Then last on appendix number 20. And I have the documents with me here. I submit, Chair.
You can circulate through Secretariat. So it's just action on Appendix 20.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
Thank you, Chair. A 2022 community projects delayed classroom block at Fio Primary School. Management response. Is the audit finding that September 20 completed to the delays caused by the contractor who was inconsistent with the execution of works toward the end of the project. Furthermore, of the site handover, the existing was structural unstable, unsuitable for completion as it further deteriorated from the weather effects. This necessitated scope of works from completion to construction action wishes to report that has since been completed and handed over to the school and is being utilized. Appendix 1 is attached there for reference. We endeavor of projects. B, soft loans. Failure on a quarterly basis. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the bank was engaged and to remind them to be submitting the loan within 10 days in management response. Management acknowledges operation. This was due to change of business by the beneficiary without the consent of the authority. When him to officially indicate reasons for change going to offset the outstanding loan balances of 10,000. Due to the non-compliance on the loan, management has since confiscating the vehicle. Management has further written to seeking guidance on the utilization or disposal of the confiscated vehicle. Appendix C. Appendix 3 is attached there, Chair. Remedial measures. Management wishes to report that it will continue engagements and sensitization with beneficiaries and key orders to remind them on the importance of remitting payments on time for continuity of the empowerment program. 3, non-operational Nkanga Youth Group. Management response, Chair. Management acknowledges the audit finding that the hammer mill was not in use at the time of audit, as the hammer mill had experienced a breakdown. The beneficiary, when engaged, indicated that the repair works were underway and that it would be operational in few days' time. It was further indicated that the group had leadership challenges which had affected their operations. Action taken. Management had held physical engagement with the beneficiary and written letters to them to submit a status report on their project implementation. Receipts, financial records, and other supporting documents. Management wishes to report that the hammer mill is non-functional and that the club has since elected a new executive with 10,156.25 loan repayment made so far. Attached is Appendix 4. Remedial measures. Management wishes to report that it will intensify sensitizations with beneficiaries and key stakeholders to remind them on the importance of remitting loan repayments on time for continuity of the empowerment program. C. Failure to avail business record for audit verification by grant beneficiaries. Management response. Management acknowledges the audit finding that the 11 beneficiaries could not avail accounting records for audit.
Honorable Mulunda, attend to your gadget. Kindly mute your gadget, Honorable Mulunda. Sorry about that. Yes, you may continue.
Thank you, Chair. Action taken. Management capacity building and sensitization meetings with beneficiaries and other stakeholders in the district. Management has also written to beneficiaries to submit and provide their business records to some have and submitted their records as attached in the Appendix 5, Chair. Remains to report that it will intensify sensitizations and engagements with the beneficiaries and key stakeholders to remind them on the importance of business records and submit to the Council for proper tracking of progress and intervention. D. Non-operational cooperatives. Management response. Management acknowledges the audit findings that the cooperatives were not operational at the time of audit. Whisker Women's Club reported that they had procured 200 chicks and other supplies such as feed. Unfortunately, the chicks later died, while the Comforters Youth Club, I repeat here, while the Comforter Youth MPC project from to Council authorization. They reported that they made losses due to the 2024 farming season. Action taken. Management had held physical engagements with the beneficiaries written letters to them, project implementation, financial records, and beneficiaries have since submitted their operation records to the Council, as attached in Appendix 6. Remedial measures. Management wishes to report that it will continue to sensitize capacity building and enhance monitoring of CDF grant beneficiaries on project implementation and management of their approved projects. Move, Chair, to cross-cutting issues. Budget funding and expenditure. Management response. Management wishes to report that the retention of 1,052,432 kwacha of local government and rural the construction and insurance of the CDF motor vehicle, an amount of 936,751 8 ingwe was sent for the palace, while 156,801 was motor vehicle. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the books of accounts have since been updated to reflect the retained funds attached in Appendix 7. Remedial measures. Management will ensure that records and timely update. I repeat, Chair. Management will ensure that records are timely updated whenever funds are retained at the source. Retained for Chiefs Palace. Management response. Management acknowledges the audit finding that an amount of 936,700 kwacha was retained at source for the construction of Chiefs Palace. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the palace for the senior chief in Mwasi Chief is currently attached appendix. Remedial want authorities to expedite its implementation. Appendix 2, total unspent funds. Management response. Management acknowledges the audit finding and wishes to report that the reconciled presented in the table below. Unspent funds for community projects out of the total of 16,486,23 ngwe for community projects, 1,320,207.89 ngwe where 2022 community projects funds meant for retention and procurement of a tipper truck, 1,106,194 where funds for 2023 community projects. The unspent for empowerment loans were as a result of the submission by the applicants as their business proposals required adjustments, while the unspent empowerment grant applicants to some beneficiaries having not reported despite a part of this was reserved to facilitate the time of payments for the secondary boarding school bursary pupils whose school normally opens in January. In addition, under administration component were meant to cover projects, supervision and monitoring costs, including costs as some of the 2023 community projects were still under implementation. Action taken. Amount of 16,486,399.23 ngwe of unspent community projects funds, a sum of 13,449,654 ngwe has been spent, leaving this 1 million community projects 24, while 406 for the spent in 2024. A balance of 3 million comprises of funds for the under 2023, including funds for the tipper track under 2022 funding. Furthermore, funds grant and loan empowerment components were spent in 2024 as attached in Index 9. Remedial measures management will ensure adherence to empowerment time, implementation timelines, and endeavor to utilize the CDF within the final year. Appendix of 1 and spend community projects. Management response. Management acknowledges the audit finding and wishes to report that the reconciled figures are presented in the table below. Management acknowledges the audit findings that an amount of 16,486,399.
This is a repeat. We can go to the next one.
Management response.
You can read the next appendix, which is
appendix 2 of 2. Unspent funds. Management response. Management acknowledges the audit finding and wishes to report that the reconciled figures are presented in the table below. Management acknowledges the audit finding that an amount of 19,056 for grant empowerment was unspent as a result of the replacement of some initially selected grant applicants who were later discovered benefiting from the funding. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the unspent funds under grant empowerment component have since been allocated and dispersed. Remedial measures. Management will ensure adherence to the CDF implementation timelines and ensure funds are within the financial year. Appendix secondary boarding and skills development bursaries. Management response. Management acknowledges the audit finding and wishes to report that the reconciled figures are presented in the table below. Management acknowledges the audit finding that an amount of 1,057,232.45 ingwe under the CDF bursary was unspent due to some beneficiaries having not reported despite securing approval of the sponsorship. The funds for approved students who did not report amounted to 895,415, while the balance of 161,817 was reserved to facilitate for the time sensitivity payments for the secondary boarding school bursary pupils whose school normally opens in January. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the unspent funds under bursary component have since been allocated and disbursed in 2024. Remedial measures. Management will ensure to the CDF implementation timelines and ensure funds are utilized within the financial year. Appendix 2 of 2.5, unspent funds administration costs. Management response. Management acknowledges the audit finding and wishes to report that figures are presented in the table below. Management acknowledges the audit finding that an amount of 311,251.93 ngwe for administration were unspent at the time of audit. These funds were meant to cover project supervision and monitoring, as some of the community projects were still under completion, under implementation. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the unspent funds under administration have since been spent in 2024 on project supervision, monitoring, and commissioning of complete as attached in Appendix 3. Measures. Management will ensure adherence to the timelines and endeavor to utilize the funds, funds within the Appendix 3, 2022 community projects. Management response. Management acknowledges the audit findings and wishes to report that 11 were outstanding projects were under implementation. This was a result of delay in the release of ministerial guidelines and the central approval system, which has since been streamlined to provincial and local authorities. Action taken. Management wishes to report that all 11 outstanding and the 3 implemented projects and the 3 incomplete projects, Chair, have since been completed and handed over to the community. Appendix 14 is attached there, Chair. Remedial measures. Management wishes to report projects implementation. Appendix 4, 2023 community projects. Management response. Management agrees with the audit findings that at the time of the audit, 15 projects were implementation, while 2 projects outstanding. The 15 projects which were under implementation were due to delays in procurement process, due to challenges, delays in the contract clearance, and timing the commencement of projects which fell in the rain season. The 2 outstanding projects, namely procurement of an ambulance, electrification, have been implemented of local government and rural development, and the rural electrification authority respectively. However, the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, under circular number MLOG RD 10 4 and RD /4/31, both dated 11th December 2023. Payment of ambulances allocated under 2023 CDF be reallocated to other projects and budgeted under the 2024 CDF financial year. Action taken. Management wishes are still under implementation. Funds for procurement of the ambulance were reallocated to a truck loader G/26 notification have since on the installation of solar system on 4 selected rural health posts. The appendix 15 is attached there. Manage that there is timely completion of community projects. Appendix 5, analysis youth response acknowledges the audit wishes to report that performance CDF grant empowerment is provided in the table below. Management acknowledges the audit findings that an amount of 11,006 under grant component was unspent as it was unallocated under expenditure and 856,056 kwacha was allocated and has since been dispersed. Remedial measure to of empowerment funds to the beneficiaries. Appendix 6, change of projects without approval.
You can go to the next one. This one is a repeat. Appendix 7.
7, failure to account for funds. Unaccounted for grant. Management response. Management acknowledges the audit finding that the grant allocated to Muduzi Youth MPC was unaccounted for at the time of audit. The beneficiary reported that thus opted to change their project from procuring an incubator to maize farming and village banking. Action taken. Management has held physical engagements meetings with the beneficiary and written letters to them to submit a status report on their project implementation, receipts, financial records, and other supporting documents. The beneficiary has since submitted their business record. Appendix 18 is attached. Management wishes to report that it will continue to sensitize, capacity build, and enhance monitoring of CDF grant beneficiaries on project implementation and management of their approved projects. Appendix 8, performance. Acknowledge report that the reconciled figures are presented in the table below. Acknowledges the audit 145, 433, 84 Ngwe under loan empowerment company was of audit as it was unspent at the close of the financial year. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the balance of 145, 433,084 Ngwe was allocated and disbursed in 2024. Remedial measure. Management will ensure timely approval and disbursement of empowerment funds to the beneficiaries. Appendix 9, failure to recover loans. Acknowledges the audit finding and wishes to report that this was as a result of the various reasons among beneficiaries due to change of business, as the allocated funds for some of the beneficiaries were reduced. Thank you. I repeat. Had capacity building meetings on financial literacy with the beneficiaries and written to submit status reports on their project's implementation, receipts, financial records, and other supporting documents. It has also engaged the sensitization on the beneficiaries and explore as repayment a cumulative total of 340 432, 241, 7 Ngwe has since been collected against 1,308,3827 as at 28th February 2025. See appendix. Management wishes to report that it has intensified sensitizations with beneficiaries and key stakeholders to remind of remitting loans on time for continuity of the empowerment program.
CS, just read the last sentence on action taken, where you are giving us figures that have been. It is as an identity. Yes. The way you are submitting.
Watch, it's part of that other document that I submitted an attachment, this one. The figures at 20th February was 432.
432.
241.
241.
67.
0.67.
Oh, sure. Yeah. $1 million.
This has been collected.
Yes. Attached as also. 28th February.
28th February, which year?
2025.
2025. Okay. You can go to the next one.
Appendix 10. Secondary boarding and skill bursary. Management acknowledges the audit finding and wishes to report that the reconciled figures are presented in the table below. Management response. Management acknowledges that 60 and 40 graduated from a total of 534, and the students sponsored under a combined 2023 and 2020, I repeat here, a combined and 2023 total of 273 pupils and 153 students continued under in 2024, as they did not graduate neither in 2022 nor 2023. Under 2022 and 2023 CDF funding, a cumulative total of 116 students and 57 pupils have graduated, while 205 pupils have continued in 2025. Management will continue to monitor all bursary sponsored students, tracking of their progress and timely intervention where there is need, especially those that drop out due to one reason or the other. I submit, Chair.
Thank you so much. I wish to recognize the Honorable MP for Kalulushi. Kindly introduce yourself.
Town, my name. I am Member of Parliament for the good people of Kalulushi on the Copper Belt. You are most welcome.
Thank you so much. Before we go to the next segment, the means of interrupt business for a 10 minutes break for a health break. We'll come back at 11:57.
A jewel in the center of Africa. Offering a wide diversity of fauna and flora. Zambia's national parks are waiting to welcome you. The Luangwa River is the lifeblood of the South Luangwa National Park. In the dry season, inland pools and lagoons dry up, and the river remains the only permanent source of drinking water in the valley.